So, coach, I'm having problems in my relationship. What do these men want?
Well, they want many things, but fortunate for you, I took the liberty to put it in a new video series. You can catch it on my YouTube channel every Tuesday and Thursdays. And don't forget to comment, like, or subscribe.
All right, coach, let me do that now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Love, you move too fast for me.
Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies. My name is Koron Pierre, and if you don't know me, I'm a certified life coach and your relationship guy. Hopefully, we can work together in the future. So let's talk about it. So I told you, I was doing a video series titled 100 Things a Man Wants from a Woman. Yes, 100 things. And this is the first thing that I want to talk about that a man wants. And if you do this thing, I guarantee you, you have that man loving you and adoring you and appreciating you for the nice, wonderful woman you are. Men want their ego stroked, but only when it's real. So it's not just about stroking the male ego, it's about doing it in a specific way and using it to maximize, right, your relations with this man in this way. So let's talk about the male ego. What is the male ego? You hear it all the time. If you punch it in on Google, you'll see it on a whole bunch of random websites, blogs. People have these ideas. So I managed to find a sound definition of what the male ego is. The male ego is driven by recognition, attention, and action. Men are assumed to be more active beings who do important things, such as political leaders, soldiers, scientists, etc., and who are deserving of attention by others. Okay? So, as you can see, based on a man's desires to be in powerful positions, right? These positions serve as an influential factor in them receiving, certain accolades and getting the attention that they want and just basically the recognition for that position. And you can actually use that to your advantage. When I say using this to your advantage, I don't mean manipulation, because manipulation is a toxic thing that a man may see as something that's a deal breaker. And that can actually lead to the destruction of your relationship. And it's just something that I wouldn't suggest. So we're not looking to manipulate the man. We want to make the man feel reassured, make him feel more of a man, right? Pour into him in that way. But the key thing about doing this is it has to be genuine. So we're not just making things up. So if your man can't fight, right? And you're in a situation and you put him in a situation to fight and he's not a fighter. That's not going to work. Now, if your man is an MMA martial arts expert, right? And you put him in a situation to defend you, that might work out best. So that's what I'm saying. You want to let your man know that, hey, you're good in this and I appreciate you at this, and you just compliment him in that. That's what we're talking about when we say stroking the man's ego, but only when it's real. Men don't like to be fronted on. They don't like when you play games with them. They don't like just the phoniness. They want real accolades. Their accolades to be acknowledged from a real, genuine, perspective. And if you tell them these things, it will never get old. So the first thing you might want to consider, ladies, is taking a clear, close observation of your man, honestly understanding your man, who he is, and what he really is good at. Because you can't stroke his ego if you have no idea as to what he does great. Because remember, we want to speak from a perspective of genuine honesty, and we want to use that to an advantage of pouring into him. And if you do this and pour into him, he will give you the love and he will adore you, ladies. I'm telling you, right? So that's the first step. If you're not sure, if you can't put together a list, or if you can't really acknowledge these things, then you need to take some time to get to know your man. So one of the things you can do is actually take note of things that he likes to brag and boast about, right? So let's say if he's a good basketball player, for example, right? Then you can always look to acknowledge the fact that he's a good basketball player, right? And you would add that to his list. So if you go to his games and you support him and he has good games, you say, "Hey, baby, you was amazing on the court tonight." You give him that, extra reassurance. Trust me, you might think that it doesn't matter, but it really does matter. And a man will truly appreciate that sort of response from you. So definitely make a list of the things that he is good at. It could be 5 things or more. The more the merrier. So what you're going to do is once you have these lists of things, right, you're going to constantly acknowledge these things and you cycle through them. So don't, or I should rather, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you shouldn't just have one thing that you constantly say over and over because then it'll become too repetitive and it might come off as phony and fake. You don't want to come off as phony and fake. So if you have like 5 to 10 or even more things, now it because a man does not stop at wanting to hear. He loves to hear compliments all the time. So if he's good at something, he always wants that reassurance. But mix it up. Don't just have one thing. So that's why I say a list of 5 to 10 things. So now that you have these 5 things, a list of qualities that your man will appreciate, you complimenting him on a consistent basis, stroking his ego, but doing it from a real perspective, right? Another thing to note is do not try these things necessarily, or you shouldn't try these things necessarily when you're in an argument, right? Or he's upset with you. Because if you do it during those times, it's going to come off as being manipulative and he might see it as being fake. Because if he's not feeling you in that moment, he doesn't really care about hearing how great of a basketball player he is. Maybe in those times you should try to apologize or just try to work on the issue if it was a situation where it was an argument and both parties played a role in the breakdown. My last little caveat, and I think I'm gonna have to put this at the end of every video, is we're not doing this, ladies, for just any old man. You're not doing it just to get a guy to like you. You're not doing it for the guy who you're seeing and he might be still married and he has a wife and he hasn't got over that situation, right? You're not doing it to impress someone who is not worthy of being impressed. You're doing this for the right guy, right? And the right guy would be your husband, your boyfriend, someone who you are in a serious relationship with. That's my caveat. We don't want to give these things out. These 100, this is the first thing. I have 99 more things that more than likely will blow your mind. And these things are reserved for that special one, right? That right guy. And if you don't know, or if you're not sure if the guy you're with is the right guy, or if you're single and you're looking to find the right guy, I actually have a free checklist that can help you identify whether or not this guy you're seeing or you want to see or you're with is the right guy. And you can get that link below in the description. It's free. I'm not charging for it. And definitely take heed to that and see if your guy measures to it. So until next time, ladies, stay blessed.